Hey guys, NCS Fan 001 here for part 16 of Let's Play Destroy All Humans 2 to 100% on the PS4. Last time, we completed the next to last story mission as well as a side mission in Albion. This time, we are having our first Collectathon. So, the way this is going to work is for each of the 5 areas of the game, I'm going to do one single video, edited obviously, probably quite heavily, in order to show you guys where each and every one of the 40 furotech cells and 10 alien artifacts are. So like I said, it will be edited heavily, so it'll be much easier to watch than probably it was in my original Let's Play of the game when I wasn't really trying that hard and didn't know how to edit or anything. So let's get started on it. You'll see on the screen the number of the cell or artifact that it is, and possibly a description if it's something a little tougher. So, you've recovered a furotech cell. They are used to upgrade weapons at the Poxmart because any normal person would expect you to have found all of, or at least some of them by now. So, as you can see, we are at the starting area where the saucer is initially at, and there are 2 right here together. So, quick look at the map as to exactly where they are. And then there is one more very close to here, just over here across the path. So yeah, I'll be flashing up the map after each one that we collect just to give you guys an extra point of reference for it. So I don't know exactly how much I'm going to be talking during this and such. It'll kind of depend. And I don't know all these locations offhand, so this is going to be a lot of editing and such and looking up at other like guides and stuff along the way. Okay, we're coming up on furotech cell number 4, and by the way, as a majorly important thing to note, in all areas of the game, there's going to be at least a couple of these items that you cannot collect until you have a fully upgraded jetpack, unless you do some really, really clever glitching and jumping onto like invisible ledges and stuff. Unless you can manage to do that, then you will not be able to get all of these until you have the fully upgraded jetpack, so just keep that in mind. This is our first alien artifact. They unlock all sorts of goodies, as it says in the main menu, and stuff like that. They unlock like concept art and stuff. But they are also needed to access a hidden weapon and to complete all the Arc-Voodoo cult missions. So keep that in mind. So that's our first alien artifact right here. And the furotech cell was obviously just right above. I didn't get a chance to look at it though. Okay, our second alien artifact is right here at Hyde Park. Or not Hyde Park, I don't know why I called it that. Golden Gate Park, right where I am right now, just above the Golden Gate Park symbol. So that's artifact number 2. Like I said, you're going to need 30 total artifacts in order to complete all the cult missions in the game. And that will also allow you to access both the furotech cell detector and a hidden weapon, which is very cool. So you are going to need to do all that for the 100%, but it's still not too difficult. And I will bring up the map in just a second, but there's your third alien artifact. And your next furotech cell is right up there on top of this tower thingy. So right here in Golden Gate Park. Alright, I also want to give a huge thanks to Nano4211. I hope I pronounced his name right. He was one of my fellow co-guide writers for the guide for the trophies for this game. Because he laid out the paths for these furotech cells, at least in the first 3 areas. I will be making the guide purely on my own, though, with my own route in both the 4th and 5th areas. Actually, yeah, in both the 4th and 5th areas, because by then we'll have the furotech cell detector and such, and then I won't have to feel like I'm taking anyone else's work. I mean, I'm not, but because anyone can use it, but huge thanks to him for laying out this guide. So, this furotech cell is found in here where you fight Coyote Bongwater. You guys probably saw it when we were in that fight. And our 4th alien artifact is right over here. It was where we did one of the earliest Arc-Voodoo cult missions. So that's number 4. It's right here, just above the old fort. Alright, the next one you're going to want to get is over here by the old fort area of the map, which you actually never go to for a mission or anything. It's kind of random. Like, it's a whole big area of the map, but like you never go here for anything. And that's going to be the 7th furotech cell here, over here by the old fort. And I'm going to go ahead and talk because we're actually pretty close to the next one. So yeah, I don't know how much talking and how much you're going to hear me in this video and such, depending on how much I decide to edit and cut out. Because collectathons are quite boring. But, you know, they're a part of life, especially if you're going for platinum trophies or going for 100% in pretty much any game. It's kind of a fact of life, unfortunately. Our next furotech cell, which I believe is going to be number 8, is going to be right over here. And here's your spot on the map. Okay, so now we're going to have 3 collectibles real close together, 2 furotech cells and an alien artifact. Our first furotech cell is up here on top of this fence. Over here, just below the landing zone between Hashberry and Ginsburg Heights. Then, literally right below here, we have an alien artifact. And just to the left of that, we have yet another furotech cell. So all 3 of those are right here together. Pretty tough to miss, actually. Okay, the next one is going to be in this little park area, which is going to be where you do the maybe the first or second Art Boodle Cult mission. Real early in the game, so it's right here in this little park closer to Ginsburg Heights. Okay, so now we're going to have 2 more that are pretty close together. The first one's going to be over here behind this car and exploding red barrel of death. And this is the location of that one, just to the left of Ginsburg Heights. And then there's going to be one more, literally right over here next to it, so also behind exploding red barrels of death and destruction, so kindly avoid stepping near those for long periods of time when you might get blown up. Okay, now we've got 3 more here that are pretty close together. You can see the first one up here. Well, not necessarily as much close together as they are just sort of in a similar fashion by being on top of buildings. So that's your first one, and that one is, of course, right here near the landing zone, the initial landing zone. So, like, these are some of the ones that you're about going to need the fully upgraded jetpack to reach, just because they are kind of high up. So that's number 2 for this group, and number 17 overall. And then there's one more in the immediate area. We're going to take a right and fly to over here. Now, I will admit, Bay City is by far the easiest area to find the collectibles in, and the reasoning for that is the layout of the area is so nice. And the other areas are not laid out anywhere near this nicely, because if you look at it, if you look at the map, and this one's of course right here, it's laid out in a very like semicircular skinny pattern, which makes it a lot easier to comb areas with the saucer and go from one landing zone to the next and keep repeating that pattern. So that definitely makes this probably the easiest area to collect in. Okay, so the next one can be a bit trickier to find because it's kind of concealed behind these walkways here. But this is number 19, and you saw there I sort of did that glitchiness thing, and this is its location in Ginsburg Heights. Okay, so we're going to have 3 more very close together again. The first 2, there's one of them, so that's actually 20, so we're halfway done. And then one in this billboard right here. This is their location right here on the right side of Ginsburg Heights. And there is another one not too far from here, just on the other side of the road, in what looks like sort of the Full House neighborhood. I'd say that it kind of looks like this, and it is the same city, but not quite the same. Okay, next up we have an alien artifact in this area. It's up on top of one of these really tall buildings right here between Ginsburg Heights and Coit Tower. So that one's a little out of the way. You're going to have to jetpack your way up there. And not too far from there we have another furotech cell right here on top of this tunnel entrance. Okay, we've got another furotech cell here near the Coit Tower, right here just below it. And also near here, as you can probably see it on the radar, we have an alien artifact, and we're going to go ahead and grab that one as well. It is right here on the back of the tower. If I can get up this ledge. Thank you, Crypto. Alright, so that's actually 7 of them in this area. Okay, now we've got actually 2 more in this area, furotech cells only. These are a little bit higher up, so you're going to need to fly up to these. The first one is also right here on top of Coit Tower. And there is a second one, if we can just fly right over to this building over here, near where we did one of these side missions. So that's going to give us 26 of the furotech cells, I believe, and 7 of the artifacts. I'm going to check that here because I'm going to need to start a new video because I don't like to have my videos run too long, just in case my computer decides to crash or something, which it does more often than it should. Alright guys, so our next 2 collectibles are going to be right here. So this is number 27 of the furotech cells, right here between Coit Tower and the Wharf and that landing zone. And number 28 is going to be right up here on top of this nearby building. If I can actually manage, there we go. Yeah, that's going to give us 28. Okay, so the next one is on top of this building here. This is one that you will absolutely need the fully upgraded jetpack to get to. I don't think there's any way to get up here otherwise. Now, here's the weird thing. For some reason, I only had 28 collected, but when you collect your 29th, it counts up to 33. I don't know why that is. That was an old glitch carried over from the PS2 version of the game, and it still exists today. And it actually exists in here. It's in Tunguska, and it's in Takashima, so I guess I kind of spoiled a couple locations. But it actually also occurs in 2 other locations in the game, so really kind of weird that it's still in the game, but I guess since it was a straight port, I guess that's... Okay, so the next one is actually also pretty tough to get, and it's also going to require the fully upgraded jetpack, so I'm going to take you guys there with me. So you're going to want to get up to the highest point on the building we just collected from, and basically fly straight over to this building. I assume there's probably another way to get up here. Maybe you could jump from one of these other nearby buildings, but that's probably the easiest way to get up there, is just to jump straight from that building. And that's going to be number 34. Alright, we are now approaching the wharf for number 35. It's going to be just over this wall right here. That's going to be number 35. 36 is going to be very near this area as well, which is quite nice. It's right over here in this sort of area. No, wait, it's a little bit further. There it is. I was in the wrong treat area. I didn't realize I wasn't across the road yet. And that's going to make 36. Alright, number 37 is going to be up on top of this main military building at the wharf. Right there. Okay, the next one we're going to want to go for is actually right over here. I think we saw it in a previous mission. It's going to be right over here on the side of the hill. That's going to be number 8 for the alien artifacts. Furotech cell number 38 is going to be nearby on the edge of one of the docks, not the one facing the rock. This one is actually the one... Actually, we haven't done that side mission yet, but there's a side mission that's going to have to do with this little dock right here. Okay, now we've got alien artifact number 9. It's going to be here near the top of the hill, here behind the wharf. And our 39th Furotech cell is going to be right down here, down this hill near the tree area. Okay, so to find our final Furotech cell and alien artifact, you're going to have to make the journey out to the rock, where all the KGB are. Your Furotech cell is going to be right here in the corner. I mean, these two are both pretty easy to find because the rock's so small, so don't worry too much about these. That's going to be your last Furotech cell of Bay City, and nearby you're going to find your 10th and final alien artifact for Bay City. New movie unlocked in the archive. Very, very cool, guys. So that is all the collectibles in Bay City. Like I said, Bay City is by far the easiest place to find all the collectibles in due to the way it's laid out and its kind of smaller size and such. So, fortunately, it is a much easier area to collect in than the other areas, so keep that in mind. And did I lose... What happened to my ammo for my disintegrator and my anal probe? Did I lose it previously? Because I haven't died recently. I don't know, I'll have to transmog or something. Alright, let's hit the Poxmart. I am going to fully upgrade the disintegrator ray as far as we can for now. I'll go... actually, no, I don't really need the anal probe or the anti-gravity field. Those are kind of pointless to me right now. And you know what? Why not? I'll go ahead and upgrade the Meteor Strike because I have a few extra Fury... Oh, wait, you know what? Actually, probably shouldn't have done that. I'd probably rather upgrade our health. Saucer health? Okay, I can afford that. Let's do it, because we're definitely going to want to have the full shield upgrades for the end of the third area, so we have plenty of time to get there, obviously, but yeah. Okay, so guys, with that, we have now finished our first Collectathon here in Bay City. Next time, we will head off to Albion to finish the final story mission there, and maybe some side missions, depending on how much time we have. So, see you guys then.